I'm Anita. Welcome to another tutorial. Today we're going to be making a pair of earrings. Original design is by Cecil Rodriguez, and the name of the earrings is called Fuego, F-U-E-G-O. I found this pattern online and I thought I would try to make a pair today. They're fairly easy to make, and the materials you're going to be needing are GemDuos. I'm using two different colors here, a couple of ear wires, a couple of 6mm O-rings. I'm using 15-0 seed beads and two eye pins. These are about 3/4 inch in length, two 3mm rounds, and I'm using approximately 4 11-0 seed beads. You'll need a sharp pair of scissors and a couple of pair of flat nose pliers. I'm using a size 10 beading needle and 6-pound fireline. So let me clear my area and we'll get started. You're going to start by stringing on 8 GemDuos and 8 15-0s in this order. So you're picking up a 15-0, a GemDuo, 15-0, and a GemDuo, and you're doing that 8 times, starting with a 15-0, ending with a GemDuo. And the colors I'm using today, these are jet black, and I'm using bronze color. And you can do these in the same color. I'll show you one earring that I made from another pair. These are actually mini diamond duos, and I did these all in one color. And you may wonder, what's the difference between a GemDuo and a diamond duo? Well, the diamond duos have more of a pointed surface on the top, and the GemDuo is a little bit more rounded, not quite as pronounced. And they both have flat backs. The only difference is the surface. So your GemDuos are a little more rounded and your diamond duos are a little pointier. For today's project, I'm using about 4 feet of 6-pound fireline. So once you get all of your GemDuos and 15-0s put on there like this, go ahead and pull your thread. And you're going to leave about a 4 or 5 inch tail. So now we're going to go back through all of the beads, and it might be easier if you lay them down on the table. So bring your needle back through like this. It's a little tedious, just take your time. And you can pull some down if you can't get them all on at the same time. Let's just pull these down here. Once you get them all through, just pull your needle through again. Be gentle, you don't want to crack your beads. And if you're having trouble with the size 10 needle, you can always go down to a size 12. Okay, just kind of pull them together, pull both threads like that. And we're going to do a surgeon's knot here. So just grab the tail end of your thread, and you're going to overlap your working thread and go through this loop 2 times. There's once and twice. And now you're going to pull your thread nice and snug, and you're going to do one more overhand knot. So bring your tail thread over again, cross your working thread, bring it through the loop, and pull. There we go. Just pull that tight. And you're going to cut this tail thread off. So using a sharp pair of scissors, go ahead and snip that off. get that out of the way. And we're ready to start. So with your flat side down, this is the way you want to have your work facing, and your thread's coming out of the bottom hole of this GemDuo. You're going to bring your needle through that same GemDuo through the top hole, like that. Pull your thread. Now we're going to pick up our contrasting color here. And you're picking up your GemDuo the same way, going in through this hole on the right side, like that. Bring that down. And now I'm going to embellish that side to cover the thread. So I'm picking up 3 50-0s, like that, going in the other hole of the same SuperDuo and through the open hole of the black SuperDuo, like that. Pull your thread. Now we're going to pick up another GemDuo, same way, like that. Bring that down. We're going to pick up 3 50-0s, go through that opposite hole, and then through the next available hole in this black SuperDuo, like that. So do that one more time, and I'll meet you back. I just added my third GemDuo with the 3 50-0 accents. Now we're going to pick up our next GemDuo the same way. And this time we're going to pick up 6 50-0s. This is where our ear wire will be positioned. So bring that down. Now take your needle and go through that opposite hole of your bronze GemDuo and then through the next available hole in the black GemDuo, like that. Pull your thread. Now the original design on these earrings did not have the 50-0s added, and this is my change on the design. I think it makes it pop. It makes it a little more decorative. Okay, so we're going to repeat what we did here 4 more times. So I'll do the next one with you. We're going to pick up a GemDuo, like that. Make sure you're picking them all up the same. And now I'm picking up 3 50-0s. Now take your needle and you're going through that available hole of your bronze GemDuo through the next open hole of the black GemDuo, like that. Pull your thread. That's what you should have. So go ahead and repeat that 3 more times, and then I'll meet you for the last step before we go on to the next part. All right, I'm picking up my last GemDuo, like that. Picking up these 3 50-0s, bringing that down. Going in through that open hole of that GemDuo and then through the black GemDuo next to it, that top hole. Pull your thread nice and snug. So that completes the pattern for those earrings. As you can see the difference in size, I did this one using the mini diamond duos, You can see how pointy those are. That's the difference between diamond duos and GemDuos. And these are slightly bigger. So really, you can make these with any beads you have in your stash. So experiment a little. You'll have some fun. So now that I've completed my pattern, I'm going to bring my thread through a few more beads and tie some half hitch knots to finish this off. So it really doesn't matter which hole you go through to start doing your half hitch knot. So I'm going through this GemDuo here, just to advance my thread through a few of these beads, just to secure it a little more. And with the angle of these beads, you might have to do one bead at a time because it's kind of hard to go through multiple beads. So I'm going down this GemDuo here, and I'm going to do a half hitch knot right here. So bring your thread under a thread bridge, it doesn't matter where. Pull your thread until you have a small loop. Then bring your needle back through that loop and pull your thread to bring that knot close to your work, like that. So do that another time, do another half hitch knot, advancing your needle towards this direction, and then tie off your thread, and then I'll meet you back. Alrighty, so I did my 2 half hitch knots, advanced the needle through, and it doesn't really matter which direction you go through, as I mentioned, and then tie your tail thread or your working thread off, and go ahead and snip that off. So this is what we have, and as you can see, this is where we're going to be putting our ear wire. But first we're going to add a little decorative stem here with our eye pin. So I'm using a 3/4 inch eye pin, and I'm using 11/0 because the 15/0 are too small. They won't fit over. The wire gauge is a little too thick for that. So we're just going to pick up an 11/0, your 3mm round, and another 11/0 like that. So that's what I have. So now we're going to take a pair of chain nose pliers, and I have about a little more than 1/4 inch there. So just make sure your beads are flushed. You're going to bend your wire down right angle 90 degrees like that. And then you're going to take your round nose pliers, position your pliers so that you're over the wire and that it's flushed like that. You don't want it sticking out. You want it flushed with your pliers. So now take the pliers, bend them towards you halfway like that. Take your pliers off and reposition them like this. Then twist again towards you to close that loop. And if you need to straighten it out a little, just bend it back. And you also want your openings to be positioned the same direction. So let me bend this back a little more. So I'm going to take my flat nose pliers and hold my opening like this. Take another pair of flat nose pliers, and I'm going to just turn this around so that they're facing the same direction. If I can get my grip on that. There we go. Just twist it gently. And if it doesn't look completely closed, make sure it's closed. Straighten that out if you need to. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to make sure that these are the same direction, not perpendicular, like that. Okay, so now that we have that done, we're going to take our O-ring, and this is a 6mm jump ring. So I'm going to hold those with one flat nose pliers on one side, like that, and grab your other pair and twist the ring towards you, like that, and you'll have this opening. So now we're going to loop our earring through that hole, and if it's not opened enough, you can open it a little more. Like that, and then you're just going to slide this little accent stem like that. Close your O-ring. Make sure there's no gaps, like that. So now all we have to do is add our ear wire. Now that's the back side. So you want to make sure when you're putting your ear wire on that your earring is going to hang facing the correct direction. So I'm using a pair of fishhook ear wires, and I'm just going to open this towards me like that, just enough to get that stem on. And so you want to make sure your earring is facing the correct direction, and if it isn't, which in this case I think it's flipping around, I'm going to take this off and just turn it the other direction. Like that. So now that I've got that on correctly, I'm going to close my ear wire hook by pushing down on that and making sure you have no gaps. So there you have the Fuego earrings. I'm going to do the other one off camera, and I'll be right back. All right, here are the completed pair of Fuego earrings. Original design by Cecil Rodriguez. Very pretty. Did these in 2 different colors, and you can do these solid color if you want. You can use mini GemDuos or mini diamond duos. I haven't tried super duos with this yet, but that would be an interesting thing to try. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. It was a short one. I wanted to do something super easy for anybody who's a beginner. So if you click on more in the introduction to this video, you'll see a description box, and in that you will see a list of materials you'll need for today, including links to the suppliers. I also have a website where I sell my jewelry, and I will have a few of these posted. So if you'd like to buy a pair, feel free to shop. Again, thank you for joining me. I hope you subscribe and like and share with your friends. Have a wonderful week and happy beading.